Hi everyone, my name's Arhelia, and today I have a very yummy restorative yoga practice that has two goals. We're going to be targeting the neck down to the lower back, and the second goal, we will be working on calming the mind, helping us slow down a little bit. With that said, let's get started. We're going to start today's practice with a little bit of breath work to help us start slowing down the mind and relaxing the body. So go ahead and bring your index finger and your middle finger to your forehead, and then we're going to be using our thumb and our ring finger to plug one nostril at a time. So it's going to look like this. And then you're going to use your thumb to plug your right nostril. Inhale through the left. Plug the left, exhale through the right, inhale through the right, plug the right, exhale through the left, inhale, exhale through the right, inhale on the right, exhale on the left. Continue doing this on your own for 5 more rounds. When you are done, bring your hands back to your thighs. Flutter your eyes open if they're not open already. Right about now, you should feel a little bit more calm. Your breathing should have slowed down a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to show you how to set up for our first pose, bound angle pose. You'll be needing your bolster. And we can actually use a block to elevate it a little bit. And we want to elevate the head a little bit more. And then I'm just gonna place a blanket down below to add a little bit more padding. Just like that. So then we are going to come into a seated position, feet out, and we are going to slowly recline ourselves back, just like that. And you can adjust your blankets if you need to. You can keep your legs straight, or you can bring them together, and this will create a little bit more of an opening in the hips. So if you've opted to bring the soles of your feet together, you can place pillows or blankets, blocks under the knees to support the legs a little bit more and lessen the stretch in the hips. But once you are here and you're comfortable, slowly begin coming into your breath. Maybe taking a moment here to do a full body scan to see if there's anywhere that you may still be hanging on to tension, and letting it go, allowing the pillow, the blankets, and the earth to fully support you. Starting with the forehead, releasing any tension in the eyes and the jaw and the neck, dropping the shoulders back and down, your arms and your fingertips, your belly, the glutes, your thighs, your knees, your ankles, and the tips of your toes. Slowly start bringing your awareness back into your body, back into the room, wiggling your toes, your fingertips. When you're ready, fluttering your eyes open. Then you can gently press your knees back together and then roll over onto either side. You can use your right hand to support you if you come onto your left. And very slowly propping yourself back up. I'm going to go ahead and reset, and then we'll set up for our next pose. So next we're going to come into a supported bridge. You can use your bolster or you can use a block. The bolster is going to be much more comfortable, so that's what I'm going to use today. So first, I'm just going to set this off to the side. It makes it a little bit easier to get into position first. So we are going to come onto our back, knees bent. Feet are about hip-width apart, toes pointed forward, and then once you are here, you can use your hands to press yourself up, grabbing the bolster and placing it right underneath the sacrum, which is that bony part at the top of the glutes. Once you are there, we can bring your arms out to your side, relaxing the shoulders, making sure that the neck is nice and long. Allowing your body to completely melt into the pose. Bringing your awareness back into your body, wheeling the toes and the fingers. When you are ready, once again use your hands to very slowly lift the hips and remove the bolster. Just place it off to the side. And very gently and slowly bring vertebrae by vertebrae back onto your mat. And you can find some movement here if that feels good. Then we're going to drop the knees over to the left. Use our right arm. We're going to use our right arm to help us come back into a seated position. Okay, so now we are going to come into surfboard pose. This is my all-time favorite pose, and I'll explain why in a second. But first, let's go ahead and set up. So for this one, we will need a blanket, padding for the knees, right about there, and then we'll need our pillow and This is when it comes in handy to have some extra blankets, because this one does require a little bit more, but it totally makes a difference to have those extra supports. So we're gonna roll this blanket and place it down at the feet. We're actually gonna place the ankles there in a minute. And then my last blanket, you can also just use a small towel. This is just to support the forehead. We do wanna leave a little bit of space in between the blanket or the pillow and the bolster so that you can breathe. Surfboard pose is really good for opening up the entire back area, shoulders. You'll feel a nice release if you have any stiffness in the neck. And it's also really yummy for the lower back. So this is why it's one of my favorites. It just targets everything. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and come onto our bellies. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and come onto our bellies. We want the top of the shoulders to kind of be in line with the top of the bolster. So they should be able to kind of drop a little bit. And then again, we want this blanket underneath the ankle. So you might need to readjust. Just take a minute and make sure that you're nice and comfortable, because you're really gonna enjoy this one. Then you can bring your arms down at your sides, just like so. Almost immediately, you should begin to feel a nice gentle release in the lower back and in the shoulders, the upper back. Once again, coming into our breath, scanning the body for any areas that might still feel a little tense, sending a little bit of extra love and extra oxygen to those areas. And slowly begin wiggling the toes and the fingers, bringing your awareness back into your body. And when you are ready, bringing your arms out at your sides and very gently pressing yourself into a kneeling position. Now we are going to come into a supported child's pose. So we're going to leave the bolster, the blanket where it is. I'm going to use this blanket just to add a little bit more height here, make it a little bit more comfortable. And then you can go ahead and grab your rolled blanket, readjust a little bit if you have to. And we are going to place it underneath the hips. And you can widen your knees as wide as you'd like, and then pull that bolster right so that it's actually touching your thighs. Very slowly crawl your fingertips forward until your chest rests on the bolster. And you can bring your cheek over to one side and close your eyes. Once again, coming into your breath, feeling a nice gentle release from the back and a gentle stretch in the hips. We're about halfway, so let's go ahead and flip over onto the other cheek. To release, slowly begin crawling your fingers back towards your body, gently lifting yourself back up into a seated position. And then I'm going to remove the rolled blanket. So we are going to end today's practice with Shavasana. I'm going to go ahead and remove some of the props. I'll leave this one if you want to leave it as well, just to make things a little bit more comfortable. And then we are going to come on our back. I'm also going to place this underneath my knees. This is just going to support the knees a little bit more. You can also place another one underneath the ankles and support that. We'll come on to our back, feet spread wide, arms at your sides, nice and wide as well. Closing the eyes. Slowly begin wiggling the toes and the fingertips, maybe bringing your arms over your head if that's comfortable. Giving yourself a nice big stretch. Inhale and exhale. Let it all go. And then when you are ready, rolling over onto either side, knees bent into a fetal position. Stay here for a breath. And then when you are ready, using that hand to help press yourself back up. Coming into a seated position. Bringing your hands together at your heart center, closing the eyes. Bring your thumbs to your third eye. In gratitude, we gently bow. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you found some relaxation and some relief in today's practice. Have a beautiful day, and I hope to see you in the next practice. Bye.